Colin Hendry leading out Scotland.
Good play by Gavin again. 3-1.
On to Stračan. Nice little ball. He scored a great goal.
And Collins equalises for Scotland. It's 1-1.
And it's a warm night on the Costa del Sol for the Scottish dream to come true. The teams lined up in front of us in the shadows, which have lengthened obviously as the evening has progressed, but the spectators are in the sunshine, particularly on the far side. And the Russian supporters numbering only the number of players that the managers are originally called upon to name, 40. Two captains, Graham Saauness on the right and Alexander Shevardnadze of the Soviet Union on the left. And the referee comes from Romania, Nikolae Rainea. Very experienced official. Took part in the 1978 World Cup and has been on the FIFA list since 1967. And incidentally, he speaks Russian. And maybe the mood has shifted a little way towards Scotland because the Soviet Union have added a defender to their lineup. They brought in Sergei Borovsky instead of the midfield attacking talents of Darasalia. So a suggestion that at least they have one eye on the draw, which would be good enough to see them through. And among their substitutes, only one forward, Andreev, two midfield players, one goalkeeper and one defender. Joe Jordan back in the limelight. The 17th player that Jock Stein has used in these championships comes in instead of Asa Hartford. And two of the pillars of the Scotland team are not there, Danny McGrain and Kenny Dalglish. Just the one change, Jordan in place of Asa Hartford. McGrain is included among the substitutes, as are two forwards, Alan Brazil and Paul Sturrock. It's a really cracking atmosphere.
Malaga already is a place on the map of Scotland's football. And will they go from here on the low road back home or on the high road to Barcelona and real status among the world's top 12 sides? Ironically, having laid the ghosts of 78 with the manner of their performances, they now need the sort of display they gave in their final game of that championship when they worried the Dutch like crazy. Scotland, blue shirts of course and white shorts to attack the goal to our left. And attack has to be the operative word, and may fortune favour the brave. Here's David Нэri, giving an early touch of the ball to Alan Ruff, which I'm sure he'll appreciate. Here's Alan Hansen. Scotland starting with two forward, and Borovsky at the moment seems to be marking Jordan. Certainly went with him then. Saauness, and they want an inspired performance from him. Here's Frank Gray. Archibald in the middle, Jordan coming to the near post. This is Bal, who scored against Brazil. Both these sides at one stage led Brazil, but then felt the might of their skill. Donat. Dasaev, the goalkeeper. And the first tone of Scottish vocal support. Jordan with the touch for Robertson. Jordan again, nicely inside. Strachan gets it back from Robertson. David Нэri. This is good stuff from Scotland here. 4 in the box. And the first corner of the match. A little over 1.5 minutes gone. Hансен coming forward. Dasaev checking the cover. Here's Hансен. Robertson faced by Bessonov. Hансен faced by Borowski. Robertson. And Jordan looking for the keeper. And the free kick given. Dasaev highly rated by Jock Stein. And indeed by most of the neutrals around. At the moment being paired with England's Peter Shilton as the best goalkeeper of the championship. David Нэri continuing in this right-back position. He played against Brazil when he scored as well. Frank Gray. Jordan with Sulak Valitsi. And Jordan not being followed and getting the second free kick given against him. I said not being followed. Borowski marked him when he was on the right side. Borowski really playing at left back. The ball going to him now, where in fact he played against Wales. Gives an opportunity for Demianenko to go further forward. Jordan, taken by Bessonov. Blocking has made the run down the middle. The ball with Shengelia. Blocking came out to the right. And the referee wants words with Saanesss. And the Soviet players would like Shengelia to receive some attention from the bench. And Bessonov demanding that. Quite a few whistles going up from the crowd. Maybe you can tell from their shrill that they're mainly Scottish whistles. Shengelia, who missed a few opportunities against New Zealand. Although the Soviet Union have goals enough, having the goal difference advantage of +2 to Scotland's even, and therefore a draw would be good enough to put them through. And the referee seemingly looking for Joe Jordan, his reputation going before him, and a word from Graham Saanesss gets a booking for Scotland's captain. The Romanian referee seeming a little harsh on Jordan then, although the other two were certainly correct. 5 Soviet players forward. And Ruff made that look easy. It seemed to float to him. Robertson. Archibald going out to the right, followed by Baltacha. Soviet ball. It's a really crackling atmosphere, feeling of hope, certain amount of fear that the goals conceded against New Zealand could prove to be Scotland's undoing. But surely it would be too much for them to go out on goal difference for the 3rd World Cup running. Here's Saanesss. Robertson. Borowski looking for Jordan in the middle. And again, it's a Soviet ball. Again, a decision not happily greeted. Foul. Bessonov. William Miller. On by Archibald to Jordan. Archibald inside. Maybe the ball to Jordan would have been a little easier. The shot was reasonably comfortably blocked. There wasn't much room through. Miller. But the whistle had gone. And the officials from Romania, Poland and Belgium not being greeted with any sort of approval by the supporters from Scotland. Shivadza. Sulak-Velidze. He's tended not to go forward in these championships in the manner that he has done in build-up games and friendly matches. Plays for Tbilisi. And the early free kick count heavily against Scotland. Walk. Came off Sulak-Velidze. Well, I must say I would have thought the Shengelia stood his ground and prevented Hансен making the challenge. Sulak-Velidze. Bal. And again, the fullback really hadn't gone forward in any positive manner, and so wasn't there for the pass. Robertson started the match on the right side. Strachan. Saauness aware of the run of David Нэri. Block in. Scotland ball. Ironic cheers for Raynea. And the free kick for the challenge on Jordan. Joe Jordan, as we look at the Soviet bench, although Beskov is not one of those three gentlemen. Joe Jordan, a survivor of the side in 1974. Indeed, he scored in the last game against Yugoslavia, but it wasn't enough. Robertson's cross. Jordan! Fine save and a very, very good attempt by Joe Jordan, who looks deep into the ground in disappointment. It looked there, and the goalkeeper got his fingers to it and tipped it round the post. As I hope we shall now see. Really good attempt by forward and by goalkeeper. The corner has been taken. Robertson. Walk is trying to come in from behind, and it wasn't a very clever back pass by Sulak-Velidze. Ten minutes gone, no score, but one ray of optimism. Miller checking on the position of rough and decides to opt for safety. Shengelia taking on Miller. Jordan down the middle. Archibald now swapping places with him. Jordan to the right, Archibald to the left. Here's Archibald. Borowski had gone with him. Put in by Demianenko. Robertson. Jordan has Baltacha for company. Oh, that's a good turn. And a good start by Demianenko. Besanov. Lock-in poised for the run. Val on the left side. Нэri off in pursuit. Never looked like getting there. Shengelia. Lock-in. And Ruff did well. Came to meet him. Got the angle right. The angle was favouring the goalkeeper, to be truthful. But even so, Alan Ruff will feel happy about that particular move that he made. Good positive keeping. And he's got to come again. No, he hasn't. Over the top by Besanov. Ball in the moat, and the first words from Jimmy Hill.
Two encouraging things from Scotland's point of view. That was a first-class save from Alan Ruff. He did get the right angle. It was tight, but that ball was thumped really hard, and he did well to get it out. But also that Joe Jordan has played a part in the game already. He's linked the line up quite well. Not everything's gone right, but quite a few things have, and that's going to encourage him that he's been on target with a header. Never mind his disappointment with it being saved.
Free kick to Scotland, which the Aberdonian Miller will take. Archibald, Besanov, certainly getting the midfield players back tight to the back four when Scotland have possession. Free kick against Jordan, leaning a bit too much. Joe Jordan, who's been playing with AC Milan, and therefore might be more accustomed to this sort of temperature than many of the Scottish players. Hансен. Val. The free kick would have been given if Frank Gray hadn't put his arm up. It did seem to be an obstruction. And the Soviet team have put four up on the far side. Besanov makes the first run. Gray. And put up, I think, against Besanov. Miller. Robertson. Exclusively right wing at the moment. And Stračan taking a lot of forward positions. That pass cut out by Val. Besanov. Resisting the challenge of Archibald. And found another gear too as he went through the centre circle. Lock-in is in the centre forward position. Besanov, Нэri. He didn't complete the job, can now. Shivadze. He's caught, and here's John. A real chance for Scotland. And he's got it! With a superb finish. Shivadze caught with two men attacking him. Archibald got it first. Here's Shivadze as he stumbled. Jordan took over, bided his time, and finished with some aplomb. It's his 10th goal for Scotland. And will there be one more important than that? And Jock Stein as entitled to elation as the scorer himself. If it was a gamble to bring in the big man, the gamble has had a very early return. 15.5 minutes on the clock, and Scotland have the lead. Foul by Archibald. It was very interesting that the Soviet team had so many players forward then, and Shivadze was on his coming towards him as he got the ball. And I think that he was a little bit conscious of the attack upon him, and the slip didn't hurt him either. But none of that will matter too much in Socky Hall Street. Here's Gray. Hансен. Just the brush. I would imagine that one or two hip thrusts might have been taken out of the pocket. Archibald and Baltacha. Sulak-Velidze checking under Saev, who waves him away. Gavrilov. Gray, a little hasty. Quickly in by Miller. Shivadze. First time in the opposition half. Demianenko. Bal. Borovsky. It was out. Robertson. Comes to Archibald. Walker's made the run on the left side. Beautifully found by Saauness. Jordan coming across the box. Nobody filling the space behind. Soviet team with two forward, blocking on the left, Shengelia on the right, Gavrilov tending to tuck in behind those two in the central position. This is Besanov. Play by Saauness. Borovsky. Handball. Saauness chose an unfortunate place, but the referee was right in front of him. Bal. Block in. Well won by Stračan initially. This is Miller. And Archibald telling him to play it to feet, not into the space then. Stračan. Walk. Not a good ball to Robertson. Shivadze. Foul. Néri coming across. And the referee looks with a certain amount of disdain at Saauness, who tried to stand his ground and certainly put a knee there. Blocking coming across. And Baltacha is a late arrival into the area. Jordan spotted him. Besanov blocking, too high. Away into the crowd, who are happy to collect. And we're into the 20th minute, and Scotland have had a lead for 5 minutes. And every reason for the supporters to be delighted in the manner in which their team is playing. And in particular, they must be delighted with Joe Jordan. As indeed must Jock Stein. still warm, the temperature still hovering around the 80s, so it may be a little cooler down on the pitch. Нэри, Strachen, Robertson, Saauness, looking then to get Нэri forward. Scotland tonight trying to do something they've never done before, not only reach the second stage of a World Championship, but also Jockstein trying to get the first victory by a Scottish team over the Soviet Union. They've met twice before, and the Soviets have won both times, and indeed Jordan's goal was the first Scotland have put into a Soviet net. Demianenko. Closing up the midfield nicely in midfield, the Scots. They're certainly attacking the ball carrier, giving Bessonov and company no time to dwell on it. Robertson, the bounce beat him, it was an unkind one, came up very high. Demianenko. Shengelia is in the middle, so is blocking, so is Bal. Miller's interception. Strachen in possession. He was trying to get the run for Walk on the left side. Strachen once more. Jordan, Baltacha with him. Strachen. A little bit short for Robertson. He teed it up nicely for himself. And that's a positive run by John Robertson. An appeal for handball. And the referee looks at the linesman. And the verdict is the corner. But it certainly looked like handball. Ball, to be fair, making some fairly curious bounces. There was one a moment ago in midfield, and there was one here which caused, I think, oh, but that was deliberate. No doubt about that. That was deliberate, and the referee missed it. Jordan again.
Well, we can see from behind the goal, that camera behind the goal there, what the referee couldn't see. It was on the blind side of the referee, and the only chance Scotland has was the linesman took it as his responsibility and made the decision for the referee, because he couldn't see that obvious handball to us from the other angle. That's a pity, because it would have put Scotland 2 up, but their football has been absolutely first class, as it was against the Brazilians the other night. They've defended well, they've moved the ball about well, they're playing unselfishly, they're backing each other up, and with no little skill when the opportunity calls for it. So far, so good from Scotland's point of view, and what a win it would be if they could beat this Soviet team.
Well, they have to man the ramparts now, as Loughlin prepares to take this free kick. Met by Miller. And well. Demianenko. The shot was suitably greeted. And to him, suitably disappointing. Alan Ruff playing his 6th match in World Cup finals. He's gone all through in Argentina. Нэри. Walk. Gray. Jordan. Didn't get enough turn on it. Good interception by Saauness. Jordan. Walk going outside him. Archibald in the inside right position. Strachen making a run. And I think Jordan, in hope of catching the save off his line, he had come forward a bit. Presumably with the attitude, what Edda can do, so can I. But it wasn't quite as perfect as the Brazilians' goal against Scotland. Bal. Shivadze. Demianenko going forward, so he's blocking. Shengelia, Miller at his back. Archibald on his own. But they're coming now from midfield. Here's Strachen. Robertson. In the right back position. Miller. Gray. Well, nothing in particular. To Saauness. Hansen thought about going forward but doesn't. Shivadze's header. Here's Нэri. Bal. Strachen. Scotland winning an awful lot of the ball in midfield. Bessanov held that challenge there well. And a little bit bereft of cover, but Miller, putting it out of play, allows players to come back. No matter, work for the ball, boys. Demianenko. Impressed in the two previous matches. Bal. Blocking. Challenge by Saauness. Blocking shot. Enough to cause concern. Seemed to get a knock, I think probably from the challenge by Saauness, who was at him with the jaws of a shark. Got the shot wide. Walk. Saauness. Jordan. Foul by Baltacha. Free kick count evening up now. Jordan called early on. Perhaps the referee wanted to make a point about it. Jordan unconcerned. And the scorer of Scotland's only goal, but a very vital goal in the 15th minute, and we're approaching the 30th. Here's Hhansen. Archibald. Well, the referee's got eyes in the back of his head, but it was a free kick. This is Borowski. Sulak-Veliti. Much too long. A ball of low division quality at best. Russian low division, you understand. Robertson. Jordan. Free kick. The Scots very conscious of Joe Jordan. I think I said the Scots. I should, of course, meant the Soviets very conscious of Joe Jordan. Robertson on the ball. Jordan trying to move Baltacha out of the middle. Saauness poised for a run as his walk on the far side. Archibald. Borowski right behind him. Nice touch by Archibald. Strachen. Playing with so much confidence. Two in the middle if he can put it across. Just couldn't really get it the height that he was wanting, and it ran kindly for the opposition. Plenty of applause around the ground and plenty of justification for it. Here's Walk. Shivadze. Well won by Нэri. There was a danger of a break. Miller. Comfortably done. Gray. Jordan. Well, Thatcher made the pass he was wanting to make himself. Strakan. All over the place, Strakan. A lot of running to good purpose. Нэri. Saanesss. Strakan trying to pull Ball away from the middle. Jordan waiting. Archibald has come to the right. Alan Hansen. Looking for the return from Archibald, who does it himself. Good try, couldn't get far in the shot. Typical of Scottish confidence, they're all wanting to play, aware that things are going well. Sulak-Vididzi. Gavrilov. Lock in. Shivanza. Shengelia denied by Miller. Was covering finally at the back, William Miller. Jordan. Walk. Foul by Borowski. Walk is to the left, Archibald to the right, Robertson poised on the edge of the box. Saanesss and Strakan on the ball with Frank Gray coming behind. Archibald is the runner in the area. Didn't go far enough for Frank Gray. Couldn't really give him any sort of angle. By Hensel. Scots winning so much of the ball in the middle of the field. Strakan, Archibald, rather. Ball. Borowski. Blocking Shengelia down the middle. Deciding to let blocking go and then deciding to challenge. Нэri. Strakan. So much of the fetching and carrying being done by this little man from Aberdeen. Saanesss, oh, that's a great ball. It's a little bit too long, but the idea was super. Ball. Scottish backing of Brazilian rhythm as their team give a performance that they would like to be compared with that. Saanesss. Gavrilov. The last 10 minutes of the half. The referee says foul by Miller. Ball. Thinking about the shot and does. And Ruff just comfortably there to watch it go. No flutter of any sort from the Scottish keeper. Hansen. Saanesss. Bessenov drawn to him. Shivanza. All the clearances are falling to a Scottish foot, or a Scottish foot is making it his. Strachen. Jordan. Strachen. Archibald. Strachen again, 3 times involved. And again he's taking them on. Accidental. Robertson doing a good pressurising job. And Archibald nicks it off Shevetse. That's the way to play the free defender, come in behind him. Off Baltaccio with Jordan hoping. Bal. Нэri. It runs to blocking. Bessanov makes the forward run. Good tackle again by Miller. Bal. Bessanov. Again a slight change of pace. Blocking. In fact, it was Hánsen who did the blocking. Certainly no foul. And they're looking a little concerned on the Soviet bench. Important thing is for Scotland to hang on to this lead until half-time. Over 7 minutes to go. Obstruction by Uark. That's not Konstantin Beskov. What I can tell you for a fact is that Scotland lead by the only goal scored in the 15th minute quite superbly by Joe Jordan. This is Bessanov. Shengelia, no threat. And in truth, there hasn't been much threat from the Soviet side up front, but it's still early days. Jordan and Archibald taking their positions forward. This is Gray. Jordan. A little bit obvious that, and Baltaccio was aware of what he was trying to do. Lock in. Demianenko on the left. Gavrilov has gone to the inside left position. 2 other Soviet players forward. This is Demianenko. He held on to it well. That had gone loose, it would have courted disaster. Saunesss. Archibald. Gray. Jordan. Baltaccio fell over the ball. Shevetse. Shengelia starts to go left, goes right, goes left again. But the Scots let him go, as Miller has an eye on him. Blocky. Taken by David Нэri. Justified the faith that Jock Stein has had in him. Miller needs to win and does. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half. What a very good half it's been for Scotland. Bal. Apart from one save by Alan Ruff, Jimmy, I can't remember any other real threat.
No, I've been watching the Russians particularly, or rather the Soviet Union team, with the idea of comparing them with Brazil. The composure that Brazil had when they were a goal down because they had confidence in the team is not being shown by the Soviets. There's no question about that. I expected to see a fight back, expected to see some kind of greatness coming from them, but it hasn't been yet because of the Scots. They're not giving them an inch and they're not allowing them to get back in this game. And you could say, well, it couldn't be better for the Scots, but it could be a lot better for the Scots because they might have been 3 goals up at this stage of the match, and it put beyond the reach of the Soviet side. So they're doing very well, but if luck had been with them, they could have done so much better. But the Soviet side, I don't know what is the equivalent of a half-time team talk from a Soviet coach, but he's got to get talking in Russian.
I think probably a picture of the salt mines, Jim. Here's Нэri. Robertson. That's the point about calling them Soviet Union or Russian, is that the team is in main made up by Ukrainians and Georgians. And to call them Russian would be like calling Scotland England. Here's Frank Gray. Walk. Saauness. Jordan, if he can turn his man, he's in with a chance. And he did well again. It's not quite the venom in the shot that he was hoping for. It was a nice turn. Bal. Shevchenko. Baltacha. Borowski. Again, a Scottish body in the way, and again it was Strachen. Jordan. Robertson. Once and a half as Robertson ventured from that right side. Archibald. Jordan. Archibald. Saauness looking for somebody breaking forward on the left. Gray offers. Walk is ahead of him and now to his left. Strachen in the middle. A moment unmarked. Robertson. Here's Strachen. Saauness. Нэri. So many options open. Robertson. 4 waiting. Strachen. Miller. Soviet side looking for a foul. Blocking stays down. The referee was right on the spot and was quite sure that no foul had been committed. Into the last minute. Scotland 1, the Soviet Union 0. Place in the second stage of the World Cup, very, very much on at this stage. Shevchenko. Demianenko. Gavrilov. Bessanov. Bal. Shevchenko. Bal. Bessanov. Left him, here's Gavrilov. Hансен seeing the danger, Miller as well. This is Shevchenko. Shevchenko again. First time they've really tried to get a knife through the heart of the Scottish defence. Scottish supporters want the half-time whistle. Demianenko to take the kick. Gavrilov just outside the 6-yard box. Borowski. Won by Hансен. Blocking. Saauness. Referee checked his watch once. And Néri prepared to let it go. Go kick. Good trophy cheer from the Scottish gathering. Playing with enormous confidence, scoring the goal in the 15th minute through Joe Jordan, who finished really with quite superb style, kept his head after Scotland had a 2-against-1 break, Archibald won it initially. Jordan went on and slotted the ball past Asayev. A goal which Scotland deserved then, which they've certainly deserved to hang on to. There have been opportunities for more, and every reason for the supporters here in the crowd, and there are many of them, to be absolutely delighted with their team's performance thus far. Let's hope it can be continued in the second half. And you join us as the second half gets underway, with Scotland now attacking the goal to our right. A little under 45 minutes away from a place in the second stage of a World Cup, which they've never previously achieved. Sаунесс to Frenk Gray. Poised for the run on the left side, as he was all the way through the first half. Stračan, starting where he left off the first half. Archibald. Goalkeeper got down just a little bit late. But both Archibald and Jordan very happy to have a go at the slightest hint of an opportunity. Shivadza. No changes, incidentally, in either side. Not the one that we expected one from Scottish side. It's Gavrilov. Besanov. Famous cry at the start of "We'll support you evermore." Hoping they could support them in Barcelona. Good play by David Нэri. Jordan, Archibald, Нэri. Robertson still playing exclusively on the right side. Gray. Stračan. Walk on the left. Jordan making the run forward. Walker's gone inside him. That's a good try and a lot of sting in the shot. Scotland off in positive search of the second goal, which would make their position so much more comfortable. Bearing in mind that they have to win, but the Soviet Union could manage with the draw. Stračan to take the corner. Archibald makes the first run. Jordan is behind him. Shivadza. Lock in. Нэри. Sаунесс. Archibald called for it long. And gets the corner off Sulak Velidze, who claims he was pushed. And the referee unhappily agrees with the Georgian. Beskov still not showing his face on the Soviet bench. Shivadza. Borovsky. Gavrilov. Besanov. Scotland so far covering every move. Here's Besanov. Foul. And again, denying the Soviet team the flow. Simply by covering space well, covering runs well. And they really haven't let the Soviet side get it out of rough. And the Soviets poised to make a substitution that looked like Andreev from that angle. Besanov. Robertson saw the opportunity well and thinks about the shot, tried for the curler. John Robertson, it's an interesting role he's playing because he has offered width all the time on the right, with John Walk offering width on the left, which is probably the reason why Robertson has not crossed over at any stage so far. The balance of the side looks so good. Val. Still Val. Shengelia. Strakan. Took it away from Miller, in fact. Block in. Still block in, and right in trouble. And the Scots had a moment of fortune. The ball running across the face of the goalkeeper, and indeed across the faces of the back four. Shivadza noticeably pushing more forward at the start of this second half. He's blocking. Robertson. Soviet ball. Shengelia. And the linesman indicating the ball had gone out for the goal kick. Substitutions thought of by the Soviet team. Was one of them. Gray. Foul there ahead of Strakan, and that hasn't happened very often. Blocking down the middle. A lot on Нэri here. Well, he forced the early shot, and that was good enough. Six and three-quarter minutes of the second half gone. Scotland still a goal to the good. Scored in the 15th minute by Joe Jordan. Two substitutes made clear now. Oganessian and Andreev, as I suggested earlier. Baltacha. Besanov. Scotland will be happy to see him kept as deep as that. Val. Deminenko is on this left side. Borovsky adding his presence. Gavrilov. Still Gavrilov. Нэри. Saauness. Looking for Joe Jordan. A pass of all of 40 yards. And Jordan struggling to get round Baltacha. And the referee says goal kick. It was a fine attempt by Graham Saauness. And will keep the Soviet side aware of his ability to hit balls of that length. Looking for the feet or head of Jordan. Shivadza. Deminenko left. Sulak-Velidze was right. And again, Jordan on his own, but posing a threat even so. Good solid shoulder, the referee allows it. Saauness. Strakan is unmarked on the right. Saauness tried alone. Both Saauness and Strakan were caught up. Miller's challenge. Uark. Claws for every pass. Strakan. Saauness. Only to Robertson from Borovsky. Made up his mind a little bit too late to have the crack. Here's Gavrilov. Нэri. Uark. Gray. And Robertson for the first time on the left side of the field. Shivadza. And again, the pass taking Saunесс and Stračan out of the play. And here's Shengelia. Fine tackle by Hánsen. But there are certain warnings for the Scots. Two attacks now that the Soviet side have built have caught both Saunесс and Stračan well forward and caught the defence under a certain amount of pressure. First time it was Нэri who rescued them, that time it was Hánsen. Sulak-Velidze, Shivadza. Scots are all back in their box. Sulak-Velidze. Out by Miller. Little man too strong for a man of some stones and some feet higher. Archibald. Saunесс. Crowd willing the Scots to ease their nerves by getting a second. But a disappointing effort from Frэнk Gray.
And I honestly feel that Scotland's best chance of qualifying would be to get a second rather than to try and hang on to the first. There's no question about that in my mind, because the Soviets haven't been at their best yet, particularly Shengelia, who got away on that run. The early tackle of Saunесс on him has quietened him down a little bit, I think, but he is still a player that really commands enormous respect. Blocking is the one at the moment who's trying to drag them back into the game with his ability, but on the other hand, it's there if the Scots give them the chance to find it.
Saunесss, the captain. Archibald. Robertson. Gray. Robertson. Gavrilov who dispossessed him, and here's Bessonov blocking, making the diagonal run, going in tight to the defender, then coming away, and he's given offside. And a few whistles from the crowd, and in my opinion, and also that of Jimmy Hill, the Scots a little fortunate then, because that was blocking at his best. He does run in towards the middle. The defenders think he's making the diagonal run, and he suddenly changes direction, and by doing so he pulled out wide on the left. He was caught by the linesman's flag, but it looked a very tight decision. Jordan. Sulak-Velidze. On the right, found by Shivadza. Stračan. Neatly nicked. Uark. Archibald. Demianenko. Gavrilov. Shivadza, almost a midfield player in this half. Well up by Miller. Watched it with great care. Нэри. Shivadza. Shengelia. Good play by David Néri. Jordan. Held by Balthacher, surely. Referee right on the spot. He's had a good game, the Romanian. Even though he concerned the Scottish supporters right at the start by apparent victimisation of Jordan. That's the way they would see it anyway. Miller. Borowski. Comes to Stračan, the chance. And you can see on his face what he felt about his shot. Maybe snatched at it a little bit. Could have gone on another yard and set himself. Epstein, it's the sign of concern in his eyes. So close to achieving what no Scottish manager has done previously. Taking a side to the second stage of the World Cup. Twice Scotland denied by goal difference. This is Gavrilov. Shengelia, Gavrilov, and still, and finally, yes, by Shivadza. opportunity. Equalises with 14.5 minutes of the second half gone. Took an awful long time, initially Gavrilov, but Shivadze, with everybody around the ball and the goalkeeper and nobody on the line, makes it 1-1. Here's Gavrilov, who took so much time. And Hhansen, I think it was, got one block in. No, it was Néri rather, got one block in, and the disappointment clearly seen. So half an hour to go, 1-1 the score. Enough for the Soviet Union, not enough for Scotland. Here's Joe Jordan. And the immediate attempt by Scottish supporters to lift their side, intermingled with cries of España. Here's Gavrilov. Blocking. Walk. Hhansen. Jordan. Good run again by Jordan. The shot was comfortably watched. Gavrilov. Shengelia, Miller across. Gavrilov. Goal kick.
I must say that goalkeeper Dasayev has the signs of a keeper, and he enjoys the ball coming towards him. It seems as if he welcomes shots, not minding the other side shooting at him, because he's not frightened of the ball. He loves having it in his hands, and it'll take some shot to beat him if the Scots can create a chance to have that shot. But it's a test of their character at the moment. Their heads hung for a moment, but they're up again now. They know they've got to get a goal. It's quite clear it is a cup final, and the one that wins it goes through.
Walks cross, and Dasayev just taking it away from Jordan. Many people, I'm sure, will remember the games against Brazil and against Yugoslavia in 1974, when Scotland, having not scored enough goals against Zaire, battled bravely to try and get to the second stage and failed. Jordan scoring late against Yugoslavia, but they couldn't find the second they needed. Archibald. So that village took it away from Uark, and Saunесс out by Shivadze. Robertson. Hhansen. Besanov. Shengelia. Gavrilov on the far side. 4 against 4. Scottish midfield again has been bypassed. Here's blocking. Trying to turn Néri. Sticks to his guns. Besanov. Free kick. Robertson asked to retire a few yards. Threat of 3 coming from Alan Ruff's left. Blocking on the ball, it's got Demienko just to the right. Here he is, number 6, with the shooting chance, but he hits well and just wide. And there was nobody really to attack Demienko then, although it looked fairly clear from here that that was the likely ploy. Nobody attacks the ball here until too late. It's Gray who finally got there. Archibald, Jordan, Stračan, Uark waiting for the nod away. Shivadze took it on the chest. Hhansen, Jordan, Saunесс, Gray. Just lofted in the hope of the header from Jordan. He got too much on it. Very crucial stage of the match, where Scotland have got to adjust to the different position, calm their nerves, and come back to the form that they showed in the first half, particularly the first half an hour of the first half. We've got just over 25 minutes remaining. Here's Hансен. Jordan. Stračan. Blocking. Gavrilov. Blocking. Beginning to find more space. Besanov. Sulakvalidze's on the right. Demianenko. Borovsky. Here is Sulakvalidze. And the Scots have just got Danny McGrain off the bench. And also Alex McLeish. And Alan Brazil. In fact, they're getting them all off the bench to warm up. Demianenko. Shengelia. Gray. Only Rough required to take it again. There are the substitutes. Each with the ginger hair. Green with the beard. Archibald. Saauness. Robertson. Besanov in with the challenge. Нэри. Hансен. Scots in need of a lift from somewhere, whether by a substitution or the performance of one individual already on the field, remains to be seen. They're in a little bit of a trough at the moment. Borovsky. Robertson. Нэри. Saauness. And obstruction given. Seems to be a bit of a rush hour on the touchline. Substitutes at both sides. Saauness with the kick. And they look away in disappointment. And there are one or two Scottish heads that need lifting. And the onus is on the skipper to do that. Jordan for Scotland after 15 minutes. Shevadze for the Soviet Union after 59. Gray. Jordan. Gavrilov. The Soviet team fairly happy to push it around, to wait for their opening, wait for the pace of one of the front men to show itself. Foul. Maybe it's to Scotland's advantage that the Soviets become preoccupied with saving for the draw. Hансен. Miller. Нэри. Stračan. Foul by Bell. So the substitutes are going to be Danny McGrain and Alan Brazil. Shivanta. Sulek Validze. Gavrilov. Just Shengelia forward of Gavrilov. Bessanov now making a run down the middle and has been seen, number 8. Miller for Scotland. Robertson. John Walk. Graham Souness. Robertson. Miller. Нэri. With the ball out of play, Scotland to throw 2 into the fray with 19 minutes remaining. Danny McGrain, the old skipper, and Alan Brazil, the new player forward, get their chance. Strachan is one to be replaced. And a little surprisingly, Joe Jordan is the other. Comment, Jimmy?
I felt that Alan Brazil would come into this game before the end of it, and he is a very lethal goal scorer, and he's in the play already. He's got energy that Joe hadn't really at this stage of the game, and I think it'd be a good thing. I don't understand the Danny McGrain thing, but is that going to be a goal for Scotland? Soonest shot. Dasayev enjoying having the ball once more, Gary.
Met by Miller. David Néri has now gone to the midfield on the right side. Danny McGrain putting his usual position at right back. And Brazil and Archibald, the 2 forward. And Brazil has been in cracking goal-scoring form for his club. It's a slight change of pattern, and here, offside though, is Archibald. Seemingly complaining as we look at David Néri. Also, Jimmy, mean a rather different style of play. They're not looking for the busting of Jordan for the knockdowns. They've got 2 players who are very manoeuvrable.
Yes, I think that's right, and I think they're looking for running and energy more than anything else. The Russians, or the Soviets, are a very, very fit side. And they do appear, once they get the space, to know how to use it. Scotland, throughout, I think, are a little short of running power at the moment, and that's why they haven't got the fluidity that they had early on in the game. Willie Miller's had a great game all the way through and defended well, but they want some craft, they want some legs, and they want some shooting power up front. Is this man going to give it to them?
Here's Miller. Archibald. Borowski with him. Hoping it will come to him. Souness. He gave Robertson no room to move with the pass. Here's Souness. Archibald, looked like a push in the back from Borowski. And the back pass by Bessanov, who seemed to pull an already injured thigh in making it. Hансен has moved up more into midfield too. Scotland relying on 3 at the back. Here is Hансен. And McGrain, a strong challenge. Gray, Miller. John Walk looks for Robertson, lets it go. Brazil is in the middle, so is Archibald, pushing and shoving with Borowski. Souness. Hансен. Robertson. Got a try and take more on now. The Saunesss will eat up crosses like that. Soviet just leaving Blockin to the left and Schengelia to the right. And we move into the last quarter of an hour of Scotland's last match of Group 6. 15 minutes between them and departure from the tournament. Draw enough for the Soviet Union. Scotland need to win. McGrain, Нэri, Hhansen. It's gone a little bit quiet. Robertson. Is allowed to go on and gets the cross in. The crowd wanted the free kick. Robertson must be encouraged to go and take people on. Scotland have got the chance their arm. If they're going to fail, let them go down fighting, go down in style. They've shown an awful lot of style, particularly in the first half. And indeed in the opening half of the game against Brazil. Here's Danny McGrain, who was there in '74 when there were so many near things that in the end counted for nothing. Archibald, Saauness, only to Bal. Rough. Hhansen. Brazil trying to lose his marker. Borowski following him everywhere at the moment. Here they are together. Here's Brazil. He's got extra men waiting in the middle. Robertson. And Desai in trouble, and Ward couldn't get to it. And they appeal the Scottish players. And the referee quite unmoved, although it did look as though there was a push in the box. Here comes Blockin. Bessonov. Gavrilov left side. Hhansen. Saauness. Joe Jordan was saying before the match that there was responsibility on every player. But I think in particular now on Saauness and on John Robertson. If there is a match winner on the field to supply the opening, it's Robertson on the far side. Bessonov. Gavrilov. Oh, he's gone through the gap and they've let him go until Нэri got a foot in. But still Bessonov. And Danny McGrain leading by example. McGrain, incidentally, hasn't taken the captain's band. Blockin. Demianenko out to the left. Blockin. And still. And the free kick going just outside the area. Blockin gets his at this end. The challenge of Demianenko went unpunished at the other. Such are the ups and downs of football. "34 minutes of the second half are just ticking by. Baltacha, Demianenko might come from behind. Gavrilov is the player in the wall. Trying to get on the end of it. Demianenko hits it. And Ruff escapes. And the referee says corner. It beat his hands, it thumped off his chest, and we'll see whether the referee was right in giving the corner. Well, we won't, in fact, but he's given it, and that's what counts. But it looked as though the ball was still in play. fair thwack by Demianenko. Foul with the corner. Gavrilov, offside. Borowski, who hit the post, but he was well offside. Robertson, Saauness. Get into them is the cry from the crowd. Under 10 minutes remaining. Here's Brazil. And now Shengelia, well won by Miller, who really hasn't put a foot wrong. McGrain for Scotland. Hansen. 2 forward. Walk makes it 3. Here is John Walk. Archibald on his own in the middle. Robertson. Giving it to the man who might turn the defence. No foul, says the referee. Shengelia is the man to provide relief to the Soviet side. Shevardnadze comes forward. Gavrilov at present unmarked and at present offside. Blocking. Baltachi. And whistles utterly justified. Soviet side hanging on to what they've got. That is their clear priority. Maybe the nerves will jangle in the final seconds of the game. Here's Archibald. Baltacha with him. Brazil in the middle. McGrain offering himself. David Нэri. Hansen to come forward. He's promising this. Robertson. Soviets pull all back bar 2. And Archibald trying to get a flick and Walk didn't go on. And the referee is talking to Archibald and inquires of Baltacha, as we can look again at the incident in question. I can only assume that he thought there was an elbow somewhere there. The Soviet team had possession. And the referee is coming to show the card. No, he's not. He's just making a warning the Soviet team to get on with it as they allow the seconds to tick by. Miller watching. Seven minutes left. Back it goes again to the side. Totally frustrating for Scotland. Miller. Bypassed Hhansen in midfield. It's got to be one in that area. It's Sulak-Belidze. It's 1 now. McGrain. Graham Saauness. David Нэri. Hansen. McGrain. Brazil. Holding off Ball. Needs help. Truckstein on his feet, as are the rest of the Scottish party. Jim McLean there clapping his hands. Must, if anything, be worse for them. Ball. Miller. And the two of them get in each other's way. And this is Shengelia to put Scotland out of the World Cup. What a disastrous way for it all to end. Shengelia turns in delight. Scotland, desperate to get possession, have a clash of 2 players, which enables Shengelia to run away unattended. Rough backtracking with no real chance to a finisher of Shengelia's quality. And no question now that the Soviet Union will go on to Barcelona, and a sad Scotland will go home.
In fact, it was the second instant running where two Scotsmen, through over-enthusiasm, got mixed up. They lost the ball in the first place down by the right-hand corner flag when Danny McGrain was trying to help Alan Brazil, and then, of course, the second incident presented a clear-cut chance. But such a pity, really. They were very nearly there, and make no mistake about it, I haven't seen the incident since it happened, but I think Damianenko fouled John Walk in that situation, and they were unlucky again not to get yet another penalty, or another penalty like the one that wasn't given in the first half.
Sire claims again. The foot forward as Brazil challenged. And the free kick, as ever, given against the attacker. The referee tells them to get on with it, but I'm afraid it's academic now. Sire will have the opportunity to show his abilities further in the second phase in Barcelona. It's all gone very quiet. Just one Scottish flag I can see waving in defiance. Frank Gray. Miller. And just perhaps twisting the knife in the wound, but those goals conceded to New Zealand in the end, so important. Here's Saunesss. Oh, he's given them a chance right at the net! Marvellous goal by Graham Souness. Just over 3 minutes left. Is it still possible? Suddenly there is hope on the Scottish team bench. Suddenly the dream is alive again. But it's still a mighty task for Scotland. They've got now less than 3 minutes to score another goal. Brazil finally back in his own half. 2.5 minutes. The side waving everybody away. Miller underneath it. Somehow Scotland have got to find strength where strength has been sapped away. Every unforgiving minute has got to be fulfilled. The crowd trying to do their level best to lift them. And what would be a sensational result. Here's Archibald. Needs help close to hand. Takes on 3 and loses to them. And Damianenko, maybe the villain a few moments ago, gives the ball back to his goalkeeper. A few fingers being bitten on the Soviet bench as well. We're into the last 2 minutes. Danny McGrain. And the Soviet team going to choose this moment to make their second substitution, and just to dim a little the feelings of hope and enthusiasm in the Scottish side as they're made to wait. Really, this is gamesmanship by the Soviet side. Steve Archibald says to the referee, I hope you're taking the time, making a note of it. Just when the Scots were on and up, they're being made to wait, which is the last thing they wanted to do. Damianenko finally with the throw. And Andreev is on the field. Here's Brazil. Handball by Andreev. Now an opportunity surely for Scotland to put it into the box. This is not the moment for the short one. Everybody in a blue shirt going into the area. Sauness is just outside, now moving in. Miller is up there. Desailly punches when he might have held. Here's John Walk. Robertson out to the left. 4 and 5 in the middle. The save comes again, is indecisive. Brazil with the header. Archibald, the goalkeeper, gets there just in time. Fantastic end by Scotland here. This is Brazil. Inside him is Дэвид Нэри. Still they're queuing up in the middle. There's a man over on the far side. It's John Robertson. And the Russian just threw himself at the ball. Robertson appeals for the penalty, which he's not going to get. Thought it was handball. Here's Gavrilov to relieve the situation for the Soviet side. Gray hardly with the time to play it back to Alan Ruff, but does so. Ruff has got to pump it all the way forward. But the final whistle goes, and Scotland again are denied. And how cruelly they are denied, because it's goal difference that counts for the third World Cup in succession. It seemed they had no chance when they gave a goal away to Shengelia, but Graham Souness pulled one back and made it a memorable finish to Scotland's World Cup of 1982. And before we judge them, let us see how the two successful teams from this Group 6 get on in the remainder of the competition. Let us remember that they've gone down to two of the best sides around. Brazil, a team that many people think will win the World Cup, and the Soviet Union, very, very highly rated in Europe, and a team that the Brazilians themselves fear. The Scottish supporters giving their team a marvellous send-off. It's home, sadly they have to go, but they've struggled mightily in this competition, and even to the bitter end tried to make that dream come true. And maybe if they'd had the penalty that Demianenko seemed to have given them, it would all have been different. But as it is, the sad Scots, look at the expressions on their faces. It's difficult now to tell them that this time they can be proud of their performance, but they go out after a 2-2 draw.
Graham, commiserations. That's the third time that Scotland have gone out of the competition in succession.
Yeah, it's a bit heartbreaking, not for the players, but for them. You listen to them. I mean, they've spent a lot of hard cash to come here. Disappointed for them more than anything, really. But I think we lost it really on the game against Brazil.
You were in what everybody's considered the most difficult group.
Yeah, we came close. For a small nation, we came close against what I regard as the best team in the world and one of the potentially the best teams, that's Russia.
What did you think? It was a great game. It was a great game.
I thought it was our night tonight at half-time. I thought we were going to go through at half-time, because really it didn't cause us a lot of problems. We knew they were going to tire as much as we were going to tire the second half. But they got the goals. It's a bad time for us.
Graham, a marvellous match though.
Well, it might have been a marvellous match. In a year's time, if I sit and watch it, I might think it was a good match, but right now, I don't think so. I mean, I'm very disappointed, as I said. Without sounding too corny, these are the ones we feel sorry for.
They've done terrifically well here. Everybody thought that they wouldn't be behaved at all.
Yeah, they've behaved themselves. It's been a credit to Scotland. I just hope some people at home think we have as well.
Jock, I think every single Scot watching that here in Malaga and at home tonight must be sorely pained. I don't think you're any different, are you?
No. We don't feel any better of that. We're just sorry that 13 players there played so hard and have worked so hard. The whole of the 22, the squad, their attitude, their physical approach to the game and their tactical approach to the game was as good as their opponents there. And just a couple of bad breaks at the goals. We never got a break, and we've discussed a wee bit about the game, and John Uark assures us he was pushed right off the ball at the penalty kick as well.
Do you feel you deserve, quite apart from that particular instance, your 3 performances, do you think you deserve to be in the final phase?
I would think if we're in another section, any other of the 5 sections, we would undoubtedly be in the next phase of the competition. We've came here against Brazil and Russia. They've 22 out of 23 wins, beaten against Brazil, their only game. And we've needed to chase a game against them here, which is ideal for their style of play. We have done that tonight, and we only got a draw in the match, certainly. But I think on play, I think we deserve to win the match.
You must, that particular incident when you gave away the second goal, which was a very bad blunder, which effectively put you out of the World Cup. I
think it was anxious. I think that was anxiousness as well. A wee bit misunderstanding between William Miller and Alan Hansen. A wee bit shout to each other could have helped. But I think at 1-0, the quarter of an hour after half-time was our best spell in the game. We played well. We had some tremendous shots on the target, and We're unfortunately for us, I think we're against the best goalkeeper in the competition. It was ironic to think that the second goal we got, and after the great shots we had, we didn't get anything, yet the second one trickled in.
What are you particularly proud of? Because your team has impressed other nations.
Well, I think the main thing we're proud of is that we can compete at this level. We won't necessarily win anything at this level, at World Cup level. There are only 2 or 3 teams could honestly say they could come and win a World Cup. But I think we can prove that we can compete at this level. And tonight, I think we've done Scotland proud both on and off the field. We haven't won, and it may be ironic to say that, but I think that we've done Scottish football a bit good.
You certainly have. Do you feel it was all worthwhile, all the effort, all the pain, all the agony?
Oh, it's always worthwhile when the people that follow you get value for money, and they get 90 minutes there, value for money, and I think that a wee bit break at all, we might have come out on the right side.
Jock Stein, after that defeat, thank you very much indeed for coming to speak to us.
Well, now, Laurie McMillan may listen to that with interest. One question, one wonders, what will Jock Stein do? He's done marvellously well with his Scottish team. They've produced some of the best performances for Scotland in the World Cup. Laurie, do you think Jock will find that satisfying enough, or what do you think he'll do?
I think he'll find what the players did for him personally very satisfying. I think the stick he'll start getting off some of the media will make him wonder whether it's worth carrying on.
But not deserved stick?
Undeserved, totally undeserved. The man's the best manager that Scotland's ever had and one of the best in the history of British football, and yet he will get undeniable criticism from the media's point of view. They'll think that Dalglish should have played and he should have changed the goalkeeper, and yet if it hadn't been for the mix-up, and he could have come out a hero. And that's this game, that you're on a very thin
Just one
tightrope.
quick question to finish. We're running out of time.
Yes.
Do you think Jock, though, will pack up or not, yes or no?
Depends who he's got to talk to. I mean, he's a lonely man. It's a lonely job.
Fine. Thanks very much indeed, Laurie. Well, there we are. One other result you haven't had. This afternoon, Poland beat Peru by 5 goals to 1, and Poland qualify. So we now know 5 of the 12 countries who will play in the second round. That's Poland, Belgium, Brazil, the Soviet Union, and England. Those are the 5 through already. And we close tonight with the goals scored in the big match, and Scotland so close to that win they needed.